everybody, welcome back to Mel's Board Game Room. We are live at RPG-A-THON, and I've invited my friend David from Pina Games. Now, if you follow my channel, you know who Pina Games is. It's a local board game store here in Edmonton, and even though I don't live here, I still consider my local game store and deal with them all the time. They're amazing, so be sure to check them out. So, attending the event, I reached out to David and I asked if he wanted to do a top 5 list with me. And he said, yeah, how about anthropomorphic games? And I said, let me Google that. And basically what this means is games where animals are portrayed in a human fashion. I was like, oh, why did I just say that? But, so that's what we're going to do. Now, tell us a little bit more about you, about Pina.
What do you want to know?
I don't know. I want to know everything.
All right. So we opened Pina Games in 2021
Okay.
as an extension of our consulting work. Our consulting work at the time was very focused on looking for ways to utilize tabletop games to help build foundational life skills for youth.
Yeah.
So it was a big passion of mine for many, many years, tabletop games, role-playing games in particular, but board games to a degree were really helpful in helping me kind of deal with social anxiety, and I see a lot of uses for board games as an educational resource, either like teaching actual education skills like numeracy, literacy, reading comprehension, as well as soft skills, collaboration, leadership, social integration. And then it's a good resource for tackling complex topics like climate change, like politicals, theory. There's a lot of, the wide range of topics in games.
Okay, right.
So we opened Pina Games because in order for us to be able to sell games to educators, we need to have a brick and mortar retail space. But when we opened the store, we wanted to create a little bit more of a unique landscape. We wanted to add to the landscape of board game stores in Edmonton. So our focus from the start was to really focus on building community, engaging with folks who, were looking for that community home, that place where they can feel comfortable. So we work very closely with a lot of the different queer communities. We work very closely with Indigenous organizations and Indigenous communities to help bring games to folks who otherwise might not have the exposure or the comfort level to engage in tabletop games.
That's wonderful. That's great. Yeah, like board games is such a great tool for a lot of that. I know for myself, going through my divorce, that was my exit, right? So it's so great. Now, you have news.
I do.
Okay, tell me more.
I wasn't going to announce it, but I thought, what better way to announce it than on Mel's Board Game Room, give you the scoop. And also, I've been harangued for the last 12 hours by your companions, your traveling companions.
That's why I brought them.
So I'll give a little backstory.
Yeah.
Probably about 8 weeks ago now, I saw a post on Facebook.
Okay.
From a person who I know professionally and somewhat personally. And this person expressed that they were interested in selling an established business that they had spent years developing.
Okay.
And they had listed a price and some resources. And I reached out to this person. I said, I think this business would fit very nicely under the banner of Pina, and I think it'd be a good fit for taking Pina in one of the directions that we're taking them in. And so we engaged in some discussion and some negotiation, and ultimately we decided to buy the business.
Okay.
So it's a business that folks in Alberta probably have heard of. It had a little bit of presence, not as huge as Mel's Game Room or Pina, but still had some presence. So the business is called Discount Engineering.
Okay.
It's a full-service 3D printing service.
Wow. Okay.
They specialized in role-playing game miniatures and terrain for role-playing games and tabletop skirmish games.
Perfect. Yeah.
So we have taken over all of their operations, their website, their catalog of miniatures, their printers, their lathes.
It'll be seamless to the service they've been getting. That's amazing.
It'll be seamless for any existing Discount Engineering customers. We're going to get the website squared away and relaunched on Monday. Everyone will be able to start placing orders if they're interested. But I think more importantly, we're going to start building more of that presence at Pina Games.
Wonderful.
One of my visions for Pina from the start was I wanted to recapture that indie RPG vibe.
Yeah.
I think we're around the same age. If you remember the movie High Fidelity with John Cusack, it was about a music store, Empire Records, or any of those indie music scenes where like you could get that really weird, eclectic stuff and stuff. Staff would know kind of like, oh, you don't want that mainstream thing. You want kind of this indie stuff.
Right.
I always wanted to capture that feel with the role-playing games. So we have a wide selection of unique indie role-playing games that you might not find at some of the other bigger stores.
Nice.
And so, but one of the areas we've always had people asking is, well, do you carry miniatures? Can I buy miniatures miniatures here, and we never have. So now we can kind of expand a little bit and provide that service to folks. But I'm a board game player, I think, more than an RPG player. So we're also looking at ways to provide opportunities to get things like token holders, dice trays,
now
card
we're
holders.
talking my language. Right, okay,
looking at custom inserts for
oh my
games.
God, those tiny epic games, because they never fit back in.
Yeah,
Nice.
So we're going to slowly kind of adapt that traditional discount dungeoneering model to be a little bit more of a fit for the broader community that we've built around Pimedaway Games. So we'll take on custom print requests, we'll have some catalog stuff, and we're going to slowly work with the community to identify things that they would like and kind of continue to build and expand.
I am so excited for this because, that's sort of like, honestly, to add 3D printed things into the board game, especially for what attached to me, makes sense. I don't want to learn how to use a 3D printer though, but I love the benefit of it. And I when you have friends that have like 3D printer and then they can do some stuff, but like I'm so excited. Yeah, my whole Tiny Epic game is getting an upgrade.
Yeah, and Discount Dungeoneering was always committed to, in the name, right, try to keep things cost effective, and we're going to continue that same spirit because we already have a lot of the infrastructure that we need for the web store, for shipping and delivery, and then more importantly, that physical presence. I think we'll be able to keep our prices fairly reasonable and accessible to the community.
Because a lot of that is already established with Pimedaway that can bring this in. Oh, very exciting. So that is very exciting. So you heard it here first.
Official news that we've been teasing on Facebook, and we'll link this video when we do our formal Facebook announcement.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's because he came over and actually, that's enough. What's the news? And now we know. Okay, that's amazing. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is so exciting. I know I'm going to take advantage, and I hope you guys take advantage as well. I'll make sure that I have the links to everything underneath this video after we've done. So send me the links, and then we'll add that in.
And you can find us on Facebook, Discount Engineering, and Facebook and Instagram, and then our website as well.
Perfect. Wonderful. So be sure to check all of that out. Now, top
Games.
5 list.
Yes.
Let's talk about top 5. And I got to read the word carefully here. Anthropomorphic games.
Correct.
All right, let me show you the presentation here. So we have this here. Perfect. So we're doing top 5. And did you do them like in order of art or game preference, or how did you?
I did a mix. Mix. So I have a little bit of a disclosure. I'll get to with my bottom of the list. For the bottom of the list, it's a game that I haven't actually played.
Oh.
I went purely off vibes for that one because I love the vibes of it. The other 4, it's a blend of the games and the art.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of anthropomorphic design.
Okay.
So like Red Wall is like one of the most classic novel series where it's animals that are humanoid in form. I've always liked that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Of course, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up with that stuff, right? So
yeah.
There's something about like cute animals and like either
just
fantasy garb or post-apocalyptic garb or whatever. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, so we're gonna start obviously with number 5, and David, we're going with you first.
Yes. So my number 5, like I said, preface, I haven't played this game. I have played other games in the series. I went with this one because I really like the aesthetic and the vibe of it. For my first pick, my number 5 bottom of the list is Aftermath. So Aftermath is an adventure book game published by Plaid Hat Games.
And I love Plaid Hat Games.
And it was the follow-up to Mice and Mystics.
Okay,
I believe it's kind of tied to the Mice and Mystics universe.
Yeah.
It predates some of the other Plaid Hat games, the Pirate one. It predates Freelancers. But I played a lot of the other Plaid Hat games.
Yeah.
This one essentially is a post-apocalyptic game where you were playing little mice survivors of a post-apocalyptic world. You're scavenging for resources, trying to survive. And there's something about this like dystopian post-apocalyptic world where these mice are trying to scramble for survival that I really enjoy. I love the little like scavenge together cloaks, the makeshift weapons, the goggles, everything about this.
I do love when you see like okay, I have a staff, but it's a pen, right? Like just it's whimsical.
Yeah, it is. I love the vibe. It's whimsical but still like dark. It's that blend of like whimsy but still like they're scrambling for survival.
Yeah, the artwork is beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
And I bet it's good.
Yeah, I have it here. I'm gonna play it. Ironically, I sold it to a friend. He was the first game he ever bought from our store. And then he brought it back a week later, and he's like, I really hate to even ask you this. He's like, but we just can't. We hate it. We can't play it.
Oh no.
He's like, would you be okay if I returned it? And I was like, we're pretty laissez-faire. We're pretty flexible about returns. And I was like, A, because you're a friend. B, because this is a game I want, I will take it. And I'll do an open box return.
It sounds good. Yeah, and honestly, by the look, by the box alone, I would have bought it knowing nothing else.
And it's a co-op narrative game. Plaid Hat has a good track record.
Yes, Plaid Hat. I'm such a big fan of their story-driven games for sure.
Stuffed Fables.
Yes. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, so
All
that
right.
was
number five.
Aftermath. My number 5 is Tempura. Okay, my family, we absolutely love this game. And the theme of it is very interesting because your cats, and all the cats are like waiters in different, like I'm going to show you the picture. So you're all waiters in different Asian theme. And the goal is to try to get rid of your hand as much as possible without getting an indigestion. And if you're ever unable to play, you got to draw cards depending on how much is in the discard. And if there's an indigestion card in there, then there's an indigestion. It's stupid, but it's so good. Now, I want to point out card number 5 especially. Personally, I find hairless cats absolutely disgusting. They gross me right out. And the number 5 is a hairless cat. And it's disgusting. Like, all the wrinkles, but like, you gotta love the artwork. And
what's happening with that cat on the end there, the green?
That's the indigestion. He ate too much because you're trying to eat as much as possible without getting sick. That's the whole goal of the game. This is a game that we play lots. It's ridiculous, but it's so satisfying. The artwork is just adorable. Like, it is adorable, kind of Asian kitten themed.
I like the little sumo Siamese cat there.
Right? Like, it's so, like, they've done such a good job with the art. And when I was thinking, okay, I was like, oh, Tempura has to be on this list. And like, every time I play, it's like, ugh. Number 5, but it just makes, I don't know, it just makes the game, this is such great art. And it's my number 5, Tempura.
Number 4.
Number 4.
I forgot what my number 4 is.
Okay, so let's
have a look. I think it's this.
Number 4 is
Nope.
nuts.
All right, Root. So Root is a game that so here's how I always describe Root.
Yeah.
Root is one of my favorite games to play and my least favorite game to teach.
I could totally see that. I've never played it yet because of what I know about the teach.
Yeah, so Root is a game of woodland might and right. So in Root, you're playing one of now 10, soon to be 13 factions.
Oh, wow.
That are competing for supremacy in the woodlands. So what I love about, there's a handful of things I love about Root. One, the anthropomorphic animals are adorable. There are 4 core factions. My favorite faction, can I show things on the screen?
Yeah, of course.
My favorite faction is the lizard folk. So they are a cult. So their whole thing is they are trying to convince all of the other woodland folks to join their cult. So
nice.
they are these like little derpy little yellow
the components, lizards. Like the wooden component. The art is great, but the wooden component are so satisfying. Yeah.
And everyone has like such personality. All of the meeples like have like different kind of depictions, and then the animals are like depicted in all of the different cards. But yeah, my favorite specifically is the lizards, and then secondly the otters. Look at these cute little otter folks.
Oh, and just Sean is saying hi. Says hi, guys. Always with this guy, always with the mice.
Who said that?
Sean.
My boy Jonathan?
Yeah. So we need a Root faction tier list.
A Root faction tier list. That's a tough one. Are we talking efficiency or are we talking vibes? Because we're talking vibes, and it's lizard folk, then lizard folk, river folk, and then probably the vagabond.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, so that was your number 4. Root. And then I think honestly, it's at my house right now. It's not my copy, but it's daunting.
It is
to get to the table a little bit. But I hear well worth it. All right, so that was great pick. That was your number 4. My number 4 is, and then Zubatis. You have to talk about Zubatis. The artwork with the animal and the top hat and everybody, like, because it's political.
The animals, the artwork, of the top hat.
Right? Like, they're all like fancy, but it's a satisfying game to play as well. It's kind of interesting having tried to make it to the top, and you can't get there on your own. You need to rope other people into helping you, like kind of create deals, which you're going to break later because there's only one winner. So the whole negotiate like political side of it is definitely interesting, but like the look of it is so interesting. The animal, like that's one that comes to mind when we talk about this thing for sure.
So Zubatis is a game that I'm very interested in, but I have never had a chance to play it.
Okay.
So it's a political negotiation game, right?
Basically, because you start at the bottom and you got to make your way to the top, but there's only certain path you can go, and you go from like platform to platform, and you got to take the space, the route available, but you need to have majority vote in order to move forward. So if you're the majority in that particular space, then you'll vote yourself in, no problem, you're going in. If you're not, then you're like, okay, listen, vote for me as well. We'll go up, but then next time I'll bring you along and I'll vote for you also. But then if there's full there, then you can't go there anymore. So there's kind of
some
an area
tension.
control, some political negotiation. It's just a very interesting game, but you need to reach all the way to the top. The first one there has the most points. Second one there has, second most points and so on. But you can send multiple of your guys up as well. So the whole thing, honestly, is very unique as far as gameplay. I haven't really come across anything that's quite like this, but very interesting.
What's the player count?
I don't know, but I would have to check. I want to say 5, but because I've played it, we played it full players, and I can't remember if it was 4 or 5. Maybe it's even 6.
Have you tried playing it at 2? Does it play at 2?
I've never played it at 2 because this is not my copy. Sure. I don't own this game yet, anyways. But so every time we play, we were like a large group, so we just kind of played most of the time top player count.
Awesome.
So yeah, that was my number. Number 4 is Zubatis. So now we're at number 3, and you need a refresher.
I think it's this one. This is gonna be my guess until today. There we go. Caparas. Yeah. So Caparas is a lighter game compared to what I typically like, but it's also so accessible, and like I feel like at this point Caparas as an animal is starting to get a little played out.
Right.
But I think I
had never heard of them before.
You never heard of Caparas?
Like 2 years ago, don't ask me what a Caparas was.
Yeah.
When I saw this game the first time, I was like, oh, so it's guinea pig. So I Googled it. It is not like a guinea pig.
No, they're very big animals.
They're huge.
So I think what I like about this one as an anthropomorphic game is that they just chose one specific animal. Like all the other games, like the mice, I guess, and Aftermath, and then like Root. But like this is just like we're gonna do one animal, and we're gonna do a bunch of different, really cute, fun, like punny things. I like that there's like a very like Hispanic culture leaning toward that with the abuela, and there's like some really like Hispanic inspired cuisine that the Caparas make, and it's a local design game.
Yes.
Roberta Taylor designed this game. It's super accessible, super fun, super cute, and I love just seeing the Caparas and all the different depictions and doing all the different things that they can do.
Yes, love it.
I don't like to think about the sanitation of having the capybara in the kitchen without a full body hairnet, but
I suppose that never crossed my mind, but right. All right, so yeah. So that was your number 3, capybaras. All right, my number 3 is Pina Farada.
Nice.
I absolutely love the artwork of this game. Now, this basically plays like Crazy 8. Okay, except most cards have 2 suits depicted on it. Like you play, it's not numbers, you play like the matching suit. So if I play a crocodile, you would have to play a crocodile. And I say crocodile and I'm looking and I don't think there's a crocodile. So let's say I play a turtle instead.
Do you know how to tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator?
What? No.
One you'll see in a while, the other one you'll see later.
Oh my God. I should have known. But yeah, so what's interesting now, if I play a card that has a mouse and a monkey, then you could play a card that has either one and whatever else on there, right?
So it doesn't matter the orientation.
It doesn't matter the orientation, you just play. Some cards have just a single image, then you have to play that one. Now what's cool as well is it's pirate theme.
Yep.
In order to win the game, you need to build your pirate map. You start with a quarter of it, so you need to win 3 times to win the game. Every time somebody wins, they take 3 pirate tiles. They'll pick one to add to the map. They'll pick one to change the rules, and they pick one to discard. And then the new rule could be if you play a bunny, you need to draw an extra card. Or if you, and it changes up, but these rules tack on to each other. So as you play, it gets insane. And this is another one that my family, we will play a lot, but the artwork is just amazing. Like the details in it, and they're all like depict like pirates.
Yeah.
You know,
But thematic to the animals.
a lot of themes to this one, and I absolutely love it. Now this is Pina Farada. It's a yellow game, and I really like the small yellow games. I'm like collecting them all. I love them.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yellow?
Yellow?
That's how I pronounce it. I hope they do
I'm pretty
too.
sure it's French.
Maybe. Except yellow in French is jaune.
Jean.
Jaune.
Jean. Mais oui.
Mais oui. All right, so that was our number 3. And we're now at our number 2.
So number 2, I definitely know. This is one of my probably all-time top 5 favorite games.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this game. I went out of my way to track down all of the expansions, the big deluxe box.
Okay.
Dale of Merchants.
Nice.
So have you played this?
So earlier this week, we did our top 9 list of games we should love, but don't. And this was on my list. Now, in my defense, I played this one not realizing it was a race game.
Okay. Yep.
Right? Kind of wrecks the gameplay.
Yeah.
But
And ironically, I don't historically like race games.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. And Root is also a race game. A race to
Okay,
30
yeah.
points. First one to 30 points ends the game and wins.
Right?
Yeah, I don't historically like race games. There are a lot of things I like about Dale of Merchants. First, the animals.
Yes.
I think with the deluxe edition, or not the deluxe, the collection and all the expansions, I think I have somewhere around 30 or so
Oh, wow.
unique decks.
So you don't play with them all. Do you
No,
kind of
correct, yeah.
Dominion style, you pull a few?
So I believe it's 2 plus, it's the number of player plus 1. So if you're playing
Okay.
with 4 players, you choose 5 decks, you shuffle them all together, and that's what you play with.
Okay.
So every deck is made up of 4, there's 5 values of each card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's
Yeah.
4 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 5s.
Okay.
So every player starts with 1 1, and then you shuffle the 2s to 5s all into a common deck, and then it's a deck builder.
Right.
And the race that Mel described is that your goal is you are all playing merchants. You are literally playing merchants who are trying to build 8 stalls of ascending numerical value. Your first stall is a 1 value, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Every deck has a very unique theme to it. So some decks are a little bit more take that. Some decks are a little bit more hunting for cards. Some decks add some dice rolling mechanics into it. And so every deck will give you a different kind of vibe and feel. And how you build those decks can really change the feel of the game.
Yeah.
But the artwork is really fun. Every animal has their own kind of theme to it, and all of the art really reflects what their theme is. And what I really like about it is that it's just an incredible amount of variability.
Yeah.
Because you have 30 different decks, all the different permutations, and then with the collection that I have, it also comes with asymmetrical player abilities as well. So it adds an additional layer onto the gameplay.
Yeah. And I like just looking at this image here. I like that it shows right off the bat on each deck the complexity, how interactive it's going to be, the randomness.
Yeah, there's a lot of
it,
transparency, and so
yeah.
typically we just randomize it, but if you're playing with somebody who doesn't really like a lot of cutthroat gameplay, or they don't want to be hurt,
that
you
in
take that
consideration, right? Yeah, nice.
And you got a little dwarf crocodile that you will see.
Yes. Oh, it is a dwarf crocodile.
When will you see him?
Yeah.
When will you see him?
When will I see him? I don't know.
In a while.
Oh, my goodness.
That's called a callback now. I'm here to inject some comedy into the stream.
In a while, crocodile. All righty, so that was the number 2, Dales of Merchant Collection. My number 2. Now, my number 2, when you explained to me what the theme meant, that was the first game that came to mind. I was like, oh, you mean
Yes.
Raccoon Tycoon? Although Raccoon Tycoon is a stock game.
It is.
About collecting goods, selling them off. And you'll pick cards that'll give you goods, and it'll move the value of other goods up.
Yeah.
And when you sell them, it lowers the value of those goods, which is really annoying when you're hogging all of these because you're going to do a nice big sell, and then they drop the price just before you do. It's Really?
Yeah.
But a side aspect of that is kind of
Anthropomorphic animals.
like it's like a set collection. You're collecting these cards, and there's all these different animals, like very Victorian themed looking. I don't know how that fits with stocks. It seems almost like two games put together, but somehow it really works.
Well, we can get into the history of it if you want.
I too would like to know.
I know this a little bit from playing Drawn Company.
Okay.
So this was around the era that publicly traded companies started entering the kind of the milieu, the cultural milieu.
Okay.
If I can get French with you.
Right. Yes.
And so I think that's kind of the leaning into it is like this was the start of the industrialization, because a big part of Raccoon Tycoon is also expanding railroads, right?
Right.
So kind of all of that same time period kind of tied together of we're now going to move into publicly traded companies. We're going to do stock trading. I mean, Hamilton, the play was all about Alexander Hamilton started as a commodities trader. So yeah,
right.
It's kind of the era in which all that started.
Wonderful. So yeah, like when you look at the artwork on there, it's beautiful.
Yep.
The whole game, honestly, I'm a huge fan of Raccoon Tycoon. I like stock games to begin with, and I find that hogging to sell and the price changing on you is so interesting.
Timing everything and
right.
Have you played the follow-up Lizard Wizard?
No.
So Lizard Wizard follows the same core kind of gameplay mechanics.
Right.
I believe they added a seventh good where there's only 6 in Raccoon Tycoon.
Oh, okay.
But thematically, they completely changed it. Okay. So instead of stocks, you're trying to cast spells.
Oh, wizard.
So mechanically, it follows the same idea, though. You have to collect a certain number of resources to cast those spells. So in Raccoon Tycoon, you're trading resources to buy railroads, I believe. You're buying cards or buildings, maybe.
Right.
But instead of buildings, you're doing spells. But you can still buy and sell those different ingredients to spells. So.
They're fun.
Yeah, and then there was a third game.
Wizard. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that.
I'm gonna have to Google it real quick. There was a third game. It really made me mad because the first game was Raccoon Tycoon.
Right.
The second game was Lizard Wizard. And then the third game was like something that didn't follow the same name.
There was no animals in the name?
No, it was Fairy something, but it was like Raccoon Tycoon, Lizard Wizard, and then another game that didn't follow that same naming convention. I'll never remember what it was.
You know what? It's like the Sentry Box. With this side, you have all your Sentry Box together. You have the nice little scroll, different shaped scroll.
Sentry Box?
The Sentry.
Sentry Games.
Sentry
Box is a board game.
Right, no, Sentry, well, the box of the game, sorry. But the box and the side's like, it's like beautiful, same, and a little bit different. It's like, why did you do that?
Why did you do that? Why would you do that? I need somebody in the chat to tell me what the third game in the Lizard Wizard series was called.
So if anybody knows what the third game.
Fairies and Magical Creatures.
Fairies and Magical Creatures. Sean just answered you as well.
I answered it first.
Okay, he says he wins. But thank you, Sean, for answering that for us anyway.
All right, my number one with a bullet. One of my new favorite games, taking the top 5 spot. From a company who historically I've had a very hit or miss experience with their games. Yeah.
And this one was a hit.
This was a huge hit.
A huge hit, okay.
Big hit. Emberleaf by City of Games. It used to be City of Kings. Now it's City of Games.
Okay. Now, yeah, I've seen the box.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It is extremely beautiful.
I haven't played it yet. We brought it this weekend. But yeah, so tell us more.
Okay, so Emberleaf is what is being coined as a card dancing game, which I take a little bit of. I know. Don't let the pretension of the game turn you off of the game. Also, you show in the image here, this is my number one guy, Zor.
Oh, nice.
That's my goat. He's my champion. He stole my heart. So in Emberleaf, you're doing kind of a complex set of things.
Okay.
So essentially what your overall goal is to score the most points.
Right.
And there are a couple different ways to do that.
Okay.
The map is divided into 6 regions.
Okay.
And each region is a little bit of a settlement. So the world of Emberleaf has kind of now started to move away from being destroyed by bandits and is now starting to settle into a little bit of a rebuilding phase. So you have a hero that can move around to the different regions, and that hero can also be building different buildings and repopulating the different settlements. So at the top of the image here, you have these little blue meeples, and those represents 4 different species of animals that you can repopulate. So on your turn, if you build a building, and you have 6 unique buildings on your own personal player mat, and then a collection of group buildings, You choose any one of the animals that you have up top there to place into those buildings.
Nice.
And there's a weird segregation of the game where you're trying to like sometimes keep all the same animals together in one neighborhood. We won't get into the politics of that, but all of this is powered by one key mechanic. So you have a starting hand of 6 heroes.
Right.
And on your turn, you can place a hero onto your tableau, which starts in 3 columns of 2 rows.
Right.
Which can expand into 2 additional spots. So 4 columns of 2 rows.
Okay, yeah.
Or
right.
you can slide your cards. So every card will have 1 or more effects. So a card can trigger an effect if you play it. It could trigger an effect when you slide it, or it can trigger an effect when it slides off of your player board.
Oh,
but when
so that's the dancing aspect.
That's the dancing aspect.
Right, okay.
You can play a card to any empty space, and sometimes you may want to play a card further down so it takes longer to slide off. Or
Right.
sometimes you might want to play a card right at the edge so it slides off right away. So there's a lot of tension about when and how you play your cards. And in addition to the 6, I believe, unique decks, which each have a predetermined set of characters, there's another deck of about 70 cards that all have different characters that have different abilities, different stats, and different functions within the game.
Yeah.
What's particularly interesting, I saw it as a criticism, and I understand why people might be critical of it, but the core mechanic is you can never add more than additional 4, I think, heroes to your deck.
Okay.
So it's not a deck building game. You're
Right.
not getting this big, thick group of
It's
heroes.
not building up.
Correct. You're
Right.
going to have at most at the end of the game 10 heroes in your deck. So
Okay.
you have to be really intentional about who you're adding to your squad to help perpetrate your goals and your strategy.
Neat.
Yeah.
So that sliding mechanism, because I was like, okay, that sounds familiar. What have I played that was like this? It's West Kingdom, or not the West, but the
Oh.
Western series.
Yep.
The third one, I think, has something.
Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Yeah, it has something like that, doesn't it?
I think you might be right. I'm
Because
trying
when
to
it's
remember.
like
It's been a while.
some activate when it goes in the lineup,
Yeah.
some activate when it leaves the
Yeah,
lineup.
yeah.
So, oh, interesting. That makes me like,
Yeah.
because I enjoyed it there.
Yeah.
So I'll probably enjoy it here.
And the art style does a lot of heavy lifting for me. Like I said,
Oh,
like
yeah.
every character has like a ton of personality. Like just by the way they're like, you look at Brambles, like he's a little, outdoorsy woodcutter bear, and then you've got
He looks to me like the forest fire bear.
Yep,
Right.
Smokey the Bear.
Smoky bear. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got Russell, the little warthog farmer. Like
Yeah.
everyone has like just such distinct personality,
Yeah.
and like it feels like there was such intentional care given to like designing the characters, and
Oh, for
they don't
sure.
have backstories, but you can kind of just
You
envision.
can tell by the image, right? Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
love it. That's a great
Yeah, beautiful
game.
game. So City of Games, their previous games you probably know, Isle of Cats.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and they did another game called City of Kings,
Okay.
Valorian Gardens, and Race to the Raft.
Okay. Wonderful.
So I like Isle of Cats.
Yeah.
I don't love Race to the Raft.
Okay,
I
yeah.
wanted to really like City of Kings, but I didn't. But,
That's
but
what you're saying. It's hit and
yeah,
miss, right?
But this
Okay.
one was just
This one was
perfection for me.
perfect. Well, it's his number 1, so obviously. All right. So that was your number 1. My number 1 is our first crossover, and that is Caparas.
Oh yeah.
I love the artwork of this game. Now, I got to play it in its prototype form. I got to play it when it was like first. Roberta got her first copy, so it wasn't out yet. And I'm not going to say this is a reason why I love the game, but there's a card where they play crib. It doesn't matter if it fits my strategy or not. I'm going for it. Like, it's one of those. And I love when card or board games introduce other board games in the gameplay. And you see that a lot with Roberta's games as well. But there's a couple of cards in there where they're playing board games at the cafe. Crib board. There's like another one set up on the table, and we fight for those right away. But this is like the gameplay is very interesting as well. It's multi-use card game, so you have some interesting decisions. Are you going to go and add this to your menu or add this to the decor? Are you going to fill the order? But like you can't, like you want to keep them all, but then you can't because you run out of money. You need to fulfill orders. So it's a very interesting.
There's a lot of tension in the decision making, which I think.
Yeah, you really have.
Especially for such a simple game, right?
Right,
Like that
exactly.
Yeah, it's just essentially a stack of cards, but yeah, that multifunction of every card gives you a
Yeah.
lot of, and then the additional scoring of like the ultimate customers at the end.
Right, exactly. No, I really like, and then the artwork, beautiful. This was the first game I came across a capybara before.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, okay, let's
And now you see them
Google
everywhere.
this guinea pig, and then that's huge. Like it's like the size of a big dog. So they're huge. But yeah, I had never heard of capybaras. Now it's like very prominent. It seems like they're everywhere. Maybe it's because like the computer listens to me, my phone listens to me. It could just be that. They've seen it that I Googled it, so now I'm getting it all.
Are you getting ads for capybara shaped crib boards yet?
Well, like I definitely got ads for the cafe that had capybaras in their cafe. There's an actual cafe. So after I was Googling this game, I'm getting ads for their cafe as well.
I'm gonna for one of our first major projects for Discount Engineers, I'm going to get them to make you a 3D lathed capybara shaped crib board.
I have 5 crib boards, and you can never have too many crib boards.
And now you need a capybara shaped one.
I do. I really do. Oh, that's amazing. I never even thought you could do crib boards. Oh, the possibilities. All right. So that was our top 5 list of, let me bring up the word again, anthropomorphic games.
Perfect.
Yes. So thanks so much for joining me today. If you have games that you think we forgot to mention, or what would have made your top 5 list, do add those in the comments. And we're kind of almost at the tail end of the event of the RPG-A-THON, but it is still going on next weekend. So be sure to come if today's a little late, but then next weekend. And I'm not going to be live streaming next weekend, but my friend Dave from the radhole.ca is going to be here all weekend. So be sure to catch the live stream of what's happening that weekend. But yeah, so thanks so much for tuning in. Bye, everybody.